Today, I'm going to guide you through how to set up a React application with Webpack as bundler. And additionally, I'll also tell you how to configure Tailwind CSS, right? Let's get started. To initialize the folder with npm init, also provide -y so that it takes all default values. Next step, we need to install React dependencies. So npm-react as well as React DOM. You need to install npm-react and React DOM. Okay. Next up, we need to install Webpack CLI, Webpack as well as Webpack dev server. Okay, let's copy that particular command here and let's install them. So we are going to install these as dev dependencies. It will take some time. Okay. Next, we need to install Babel for the translation of JSX into JavaScript. Also, we are going to install few packages which are helpful in setting up the CSS as well as Tailwind CSS. Right? So let me copy this and install these things as well. So we are going to install these as dev dependencies. As you can see, we have --save dev as an option. Again, these are going to take few minutes. Let's go to the next step. So we need to create a new file called webpackconfig.js in the root folder, right? So here I'm going to have created a file called webpackconfig.js. And in this webpackconfig.js, we need to use configuration settings. So I'm going to copy this piece of code. I'm going to paste it in webpackconfig.js. So there are a few things which you need to know. The first thing would be these rules for JS and JSX, which are going to use Babel loader as translation. For the CSS, it's going to use style loader, CSS loader, and post CSS loader. Post CSS loader is specifically for Tailwind, right? We do have a dev server which is going to run the application on port 3000, and we do have a HTML Webpack plugin. It basically bundles all the JavaScript into a single file and inject that file into index.html as bundle.js. Okay, so with that being done, let's move on to the next step. So we need to create one more file called Babel RC and copy paste this particular presets over there, which are helpful for translation of JSX. And the next step would be we need to create a folder called src. And we need to create 4 files in this. First one being our index.html, the main HTML page, and then index.js, and then app.jsx, and then index.css. Okay. So this should go into index.html. Let's paste it here. Next, we need to copy this one. This should go into index.js. Next, we need to copy this piece of code. This should go into app.jsx. And then we have one last thing, which is this one, CSS. Okay, let me export this, export default app. Okay, let's copy now the CSS code here. I mean, you can write whatever you want. I'm just having these CSS properties. Okay, you can write whatever you want. So with that being done, there are 2 last steps. The first step being these 2 scripts should be added into package.json. So in the scripts, we have test, remove this, and paste these 2 scripts. Okay, save. And the one last step is we need to add this Babel configuration in package.json as well. Okay, so underneath dev dependencies, have a comma followed by this configuration. That's it. So with this being done, just give command npm start. This will invoke the start script, and you should see a React app up and running. So as you can see, we have hello from React. This is a basic React app setup with Webpack. So right now we are done with React with Webpack. Stick around for Tailwind configuration as well. Okay, let's get started with Tailwind configuration. All right. So let me clear this console. So there are only few steps in order to achieve Tailwind configuration into this particular Webpack bundler. The first step being install these dependencies. Okay, Tailwind CSS @Tailwind CSS / post CSS followed by post CSS. Okay, now you need to create a file called post css.config.mjs. So this particular extension MJS meaning it is an ECMAScript module such that the node application will interfere this as an ECMAScript module, right? So to paste these lines in here. So these are all plugins for Tailwind CSS, post CSS. Okay, and also add this import Tailwind CSS into index.css. This import should be at the top. All right. So the Tailwind CSS version here is actually 4, which is recently released. With that being done, we can get into app.jsx, where we can add the custom Tailwind CSS classes, right? So let's add text hyphen blue hyphen 500. So there is a tab section here. So rounded to XL meaning border radius, P4 meaning padding, text to XL meaning large size, font bold meaning bold font, right? So let's save this, and we have already started the application. Let's go and refresh this thing, and let's see if it's being affected or not. So as you can see, the Tailwind CSS classes are being affected here. So we have added a blue color, and this is being reflected, and we also have a border with radius, and this is also being affected here. This is how you should set up React with Webpack and Tailwind. All right, thanks for watching. That's all.